These videos are brought to you by MSCCasino.com and the Macau Sporting Club. MSCCasino.com. Check it out.
You are watching SportsMatters TV.
Okay guys, welcome to SportsMatters TV. We finally made it down to Limerick after months and months of saying Willie I was going to come down, but finally we got down. The roads, we took back roads, we went through villages, but we're happy and proud to be here at Mulcahys Bar in Limerick. We're joined by a PDC superstar, a man that I've been a fan of for many, many years. Ever since I watched one of his first games against Kevin Painter in the Gleneagle Clarny, and it was a mighty game, but just fresh off the World Championships, and it was a fantastic 2023 PDC World Championships. We're joined by Irish darts superstar Willie O'Connor. First of all, Willie, how was your Christmas and how was the New Year for you?
Christmas went down okay now, in fairness, considering the loss and all. The New Year starting good, practice is going well, so looking forward to the New Year going in.
Definitely. And how would you set your targets? Obviously, how would you first of all recap 2022 for you? Was it a good year for you? Do you think it was a bad year?
I thought it was poor enough, but towards the end of the year, kind of starting to pick up a little bit of form. I thought before COVID, I was starting to kick into gear a little bit, and all the messing about with travelling and a whole lot and lack of practice, I think that had a massive toll on my game, and I don't think after that when I came back, I don't really think I didn't do myself any justice, let's just say. But towards the end of the year last year, I started to come back a little bit, and I know, as I said, practicing now again tonight, and going very well. I'm looking forward to the season ahead.
And I remember you said to me, I think it would have been about a year ago, you'd be a slow starter to the season. Is that still the case, or is that something that you're looking to put right? Because you have the game. We've seen Bo in the first round, Gabriel Clemens in the second round, and like the scoring didn't reflect the game because it was edge and edge seat stuff. Like you played very well. You obviously went on to the semis, narrowly lost to get to the final. But like, would you find the start of the year is always hard to get going for you, or would you be kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it did. That's generally the way it has been going for me. But in fairness, that's laziness on my behalf. It's just I don't really put in the effort early on, and when the pressure comes on, then I do a little bit, and I kind of get myself into position then to qualify for the Worlds. That's generally how it goes. This year is different. I have my goal. I have my eyes set on the World Matchplay. I want to qualify for that. I want to qualify for the Grand Prix, and I want the Worlds at the end of the year. I never set my sights on that. This is the first time I'm doing it, and I can't see anything other than I need to accomplish this goal this year. So there's no slow start to this year. I need to get going from the start. No ifs, no buts, and getting it done.
Yeah. And like, you're a veteran in the PDC, Willie. You're a veteran. You're there so many years, as you said. Look, I remember the Gleneagle days. You know what I mean. And you were always. I remember you were at the games with John O'Shea to reach quarter-finals, semi-finals in the Gleneagle. You're a veteran, so like, how different is the game now? Because obviously, look, there's more regulations in the PDC. It's obviously different 10 years ago to now, but obviously it's a great environment to be in. And obviously, look, you have to set the mark because at the end of the day, it's a winning game.
Yeah, I'm not sure. To be honest, the levels definitely rose in the last 10 years. I don't think at the top, but I think down lower, I think just the lower level players have just risen up that little bit. It's definitely very tough. Like, there's no two ways about it. Like, if any young player's ever going to get into this, it's not an easy road, and there's be more downs than ups, and you need to accept that before you even attempt it. Because I've seen some of the best young players in the world and some of the best players in the world coming onto the PDC, and they just get folded up and put back in the box and never again heard of. And it's sad really to see that. Like, but I suppose a lot of them come in there and they think, if I go in and just play my darts, I'm going to win. But that's not necessarily the case. You're playing the best in the world, and not just the best in Ireland or the best in England or whatever. And it's tough, It
is. I like you're no better boy to take a scalp. As you say, look, I'd always watch the match centre on PDC when I can't watch it on TV. And you know what I mean, the draws are never easy, Willie. You're always in a tough game, but you're taking scalps left, right and centre. You probably beat the top 10 in the world over the last 10 years, numerous times every week. Like, what part do you enjoy? Look, it's hard for you to travel. Like, obviously the lads in the UK get to go to Barnsley or whatever, commentary, and they can get a drive or they can get a bus. You have to travel obviously you mentioned the pandemic. That was tough. Like I know quarantine at Corkman, that did not help him one bit. So like how would you find all the travelling and stuff? Is it okay for you?
At the start, I'd say it definitely played a huge part to how I was playing. I wasn't any bit familiar to it. I found it very stressful. Found it tough. Like it wasn't easy. But it's only second nature now. As you say, I'm a veteran of the game now at 36. I've been around longer. I'm nearly around as long as Steve Beaton now, nearly this stage. But I know I'm well used to it now, and I'm enjoying it at the minute. So that's always good.
And like, look, you keep yourself to yourself. I know, extreme professional and stuff. Like obviously you get to mingle with players and stuff, but like any favourites? I think you're a fella. We look at all the legends over the years: Ronnie Baxter, Steve Beaton. Like, what kind of guys would you have looked up to? And did anyone give you any advice along the way? Because like some of them will keep to themselves, some of them can be complete arseholes. But like, there's obviously good guys out there. Anyone that helped you along the way?
Yeah, Brendan Dolan and Mickey Mansell would have helped me out a lot. I have to say, those two lads would stand out. But other than that, like they do. Like there's some of the other boys there. Look, Mary could mention half the tour there would help you out in their own little way.
Yeah.
But then the other half would take it away from you. Like so.
Yeah.
I know. Look, the most of them are good lads. You always get the odd few, same as anything. Like, but no. I would say Brendan and Mickey would be the two boys that helped me along the way, definitely.
And I'm glad you mentioned Brendan. He's still going strong. Still an absolute legend, the history maker. He's done well from the game. And I remember him down in Tramore, and I remember speaking to him. I don't think he was his first couple of games for Northern Ireland, he was nervous, but look at him now, he's an absolute veteran as well. But obviously he's iconic when it comes to Irish darts, Brendan. And you know what, he's still one of the toughest players in the world to beat. Yeah.
He's unbelievable. He's one of the best players in the world, and he's well up there in the rankings in the top 32. But even then, he can do better than that. He's definitely he can do so much better, and I hope now this year he can put the foot down and drive it on a bit.
100%. Willie, how did you get involved first? Like we look back, like for me, obviously when you're growing up, I used to watch darts on TV because my dad was watching it. Obviously then got involved in youths. Was it the same kind of story for you, or you just picked them up and one day, look, I could throw?
No, it wasn't like that at all. No, we're blowing the pub there, we're from the apes, blow up them pool and whatever, and just started messing away throwing darts, and one of the lads started talking about playing county, and I couldn't understand county darts. Like I didn't understand like county hurling. I mean, I never heard of county darts, and he was telling me there is, and he got me into talking about it, and I was kind of intrigued. Like, and he said, "I'll bring you on if you want to go." So I went on to that, and I started watching it, and it brought me to the All Irelands up in, I think it was in Castle Bar at the time, and it was mad. I was kind of taken back by it. Then I was watching Mick McGowan playing in the World Championships that year, and I was thinking to myself, I'm getting into this. And it just kind of hit me like a bug. But I didn't start off good. No, I was rubbish. Like I couldn't stick 3 darts into the 20.
But you put into practice, and as you said, I remember Tramore. Tramore could be as hard as like, when you talk Tramore and O'Shea's Hotel. That's probably as hard as winning the UK Open or something. There were so many fielded players there. Obviously, you had a big scout down in Tramore. Remember, you played young Ryan Courtney in the final. But you like regionally won numerous tournaments. So obviously, you said to yourself, "Look, I'm going to give the PDC a shot."
Well, I had no choice, I suppose, because I qualified for the INDO, and I wasn't. I got a phone call one day to say that I wasn't wanted for the World Cup team. Like so, I wasn't going to put another year in to try and qualify to play for someone that doesn't want me. So I took a bit of time off, and Rob here in the pub turned around and said, "Why don't you give the PDC a go?" And I said, "Oh, I'm not really ready for it. Like, I definitely needed another couple of years in Ireland because I had no experience. I was only throwing darts a couple of years, and I kind of jumped straight into the deep end. Like, but look, things happen for a reason. I'm glad I did now, and only for Rob I wouldn't be there."
And we have to mention Rob. Look, he's been behind you all the way. He's an absolute gem. But like, you have a bar. You obviously practice here. There's good support. What's it like in the community? Obviously, look, Limerick's a big place, but like obviously there's a big fan base, even across Ireland. Obviously, that's a big thing for you, Willie.
It is, and it's great to see it, and it definitely gives you a bit of drive, to drive on and do a bit better next time. And as I say, like without support, you can't do anything. Like you need it, especially when when your head does hang. It's good to get that support to drive you on and lift you back up and move on to the next one, because it's not easy. Lift your head up.
Of course. And like you're not playing the game just to make up numbers. Like you've beaten the World Cup final, like European Championships was massive success. You know what I mean? You've won. You know what I mean? There's so much there for you, but you believe you can win majors no problem, because look, we've seen your averages, and I know, you know what I mean, there's so many high averages today, but you're up there with anyone. And I think if someone looks at a draw, they don't want to play Willie O'Connor, and I generally mean that. They do not want to play it because they know it's not going to be an easy game.
Well, I suppose no, it's not going to be an easy game, but I suppose they don't know what they're in for either, because which version of me is going to turn up is the problem, isn't it? And they're more watching it, kind of seeing, is he going to turn up to me today, or is he going to? But this year coming, there's going to be none of that. I'm going to be full on, and I'm going to bring it every single game this year. So I'm expecting big things this year out of myself anyway. And you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it won't be for the one to try and.
And like, you are a pressure player, Willie. There's no doubt. Like, I think, like as you said, the World Cup, narrowly losing, you know, with Steve Lennon, and that was a huge feat to get to the final and coming so close. As you say, European Championships, you know what I mean? You love Germany. There's so many places you love being in, but you're like, you know what I mean? As you say, this year is a massive year. You're looking for a few pro titles and stuff. There's no doubt about it. Like,
yeah, well, I do. Look, I suppose really, the title will come. I just want to go out there and throw good darts, and you know, everything else follows. Like, you go out there and you can just throw consistently good darts. The rest will just fall into place. So my big thing is, without even winning anything, first and foremost, I want to qualify for the match play.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only thing that's in my head. If I win a tournament along the way, brilliant. If I don't care. I just want to qualify for that, and then I look on to the Grand Prix after that. But the match play is it for me. That's the only thing that's in my head at the moment.
It's a good goal. And look, speaking of, you know what I mean, we look at majors, we have to mention the Premier League. That walkout, we were there. Remember, we done an interview backstage where we had a scramble, and nothing phased you, Willie. It was just like a casual day for you. But where we were like, did you see your walkout? You know what I mean? Michael Smith hit a ring after that night. It was just an incredible night. But obviously, you love that feeling, and you thrive on the crowd and the fans.
I do love it, in fairness, you know. But that's what we all do, isn't it? To get up on the stage and, you know, up there and have the crack. I love it. Like, it's only, you know, I do like it is good crack to me. Like, I do enjoy it, and I do remember that night as well, standing up on the stage, looking out there, and the whole place was going mad. And you know, it's one of them things you never forget. And you know, you hope again that you can maybe replicate that night again someday down the line. And you know, that's what I'm looking to do anyway.
And we were backstage, so I remember we ran out to the curtain, and I remember where Mardell and John Parr was sitting down, and Mardell was Parr. I know Mardell was definitely there. I think Parr might have been there as well, but I remember Mardell just said, "Fuck!" You just like to see, like, they were watching it, like it was surreal. And like, you know what I mean, as you say, you thrive on the pressure. I generally believe you're a pressure player. Like, best entrance of all time, Willie, I'd say. What do you reckon? Because people, the PDC continuously put that up. The team of the track, the whole Irish vibe. It's something you're never going to forget. Like,
no, that's not up to me to say whether it's the best or not, and whether it is or isn't. I don't mind. To me, it was my best night, and it wasn't my best performance, but I played all right. But that night in particular, I remember standing on that stage, the whole place going mad, and that whether or not it is or isn't the best walk on or not, that to me is the best night that I have ever stood on a stage.
Oh, you can't beat that. Now, I have to ask you a question. Obviously, look, Michael Smith become a world champion. He won the Grand Slam. I think a lot of people said after that, Willie, that look, if he wins that major, then the monkey's off his back. We have to mention Ross Smith, a guy that's been knocked out in the first round of every world championship, maybe the second round, but he's never had any luck. You look at Ross Smith winning the European Championship, look at $1 million in a world championship. Like, you take inspiration from Michael Smith and Ross Smith, because I suppose you know every week you see these guys, every year you see these guys. Same kind of pattern. We all know they can do it, and they're doing it now. It's the same with yourself. Yeah,
it is. Yeah, same thing. And like I think there's another one there actually. Robbie John Rodriguez, another one.
Yeah.
You know, he came out of nowhere there and had some great runs. There's Luke Humphreys, another one there. Came a couple of years ago, was doing that, and now he's top 5 in the world, I think.
Yeah.
You know, but even Peter Wright there years ago. Like, I remember when I started playing darts first, Peter Wright was down with me in the rankings, like, or maybe a bit above me, but he wasn't well up there or anything. Like, he wasn't a well-established player. Well, he was an established player, but he wasn't one of the elite players.
Yeah.
Like he is today. So and like, he didn't do that until his 40s. You know what I mean? The early 40s or whatever it was. So, like, you know, I'm looking at it now going, I need to put in that extra bit of time, I need to put in the effort, and I'm at that stage now in my life where either I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
That's it to me now, like, and I want to make a couple of years of this, give it as much effort as I can, and see where it goes.
And like you mentioned 2023, look, like as you said, the last couple of years, to us, like obviously, look, your World Championships, you're there, you're having good games, you know what I mean, good averages. This is the year for you, as you said, look, 2023 is the year you're going to put in the extra couple of hours and change things a tiny bit.
Yeah, I do have some good practice routines there now, and like I say, I am going to put in those extra couple of hours. I'm in the middle of building a new practice room for myself, and I'm going to get it right. I'm going to get everything right. There's no nonsense this year. This is the year. I'm going to make a big push, and I hope it all falls into place like I think it will in my head.
Well, that's the main thing. You have the plan. I'm sure it's going to work. Last of all, look, right now, Q School, it's in Germany, it's in England. A lot of Irish lads there right now, obviously playing their hearts out. What advice can you give to them? Because look, it's grueling.
It's tough. It's not. You know what I mean? It's tough. I was there a couple of times myself. I suppose really the only advice I'd give is, you know, first and foremost, be sure that you can throw the darts that's needed to qualify before you put that kind of pressure on yourself. Afterwards, when you do get there and you are throwing those darts that are good enough. No, I don't mean in that tournament, but first and foremost you need to be able to practice to a certain level.
Yeah.
And if you can do that in practice, you can do it in the game. That's all I need to know. If you can do it in practice, you just need to bring it out to the game. If you can do that, go give it a go. And I suppose the best advice I'd give is, if you do lose the first day or the second day, don't worry about it. Third day, don't worry. Every day is different, and keep the head, keep focused, and just believe. Just focus on yourself, focus on throwing good darts, and look, at the end of the day, look, whatever's meant for you is not going to pass you by.
Yeah.
You know, go out there and throw your best, and if you don't qualify, what about it? You can go again next year. And there's always the challenge tour and everything else that goes with it. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just play to the best of your ability, and just let the results happen.
I love it. Most important part of this interview, who do we have to acknowledge? Look, your journey has been incredible, but there's so many people that have helped you. It's always nice to get extra help, so anyone watching, if they want to help Willie, you know where to reach him. You'll find him on Facebook, and I'm sure you'll have the websites there as well. But obviously we have to acknowledge a few people, Willie. So who do you want to say, like, who's helped you along the way, because it's obviously a big part? Well,
first and foremost, and my wife, you know, my son and daughter, they help me practice and do everything with me. Robert here in Mulcahys Bar, I can guarantee you one thing: I wouldn't be here sitting in front of this camera today if it wasn't for Rob, because I wouldn't be playing that.
Yeah.
So other than, you know, there's a couple of lads in England. There's Greg Hatcher helps me a lot. He helps us out over. Mickey Manson and Brendan, as I say.
Legends. Yeah.
This goes on, you know, all family and friends. There's Fergus Burke, my practice partner. All the lads in Limerick there. You know, Dave Murphy and Connie and all the boys inside, and John Devlin and all the lads. You know, they went out of the way a few times for me, helped me out a lot as well. And you know, big thanks to every one of them. And hopefully this year will be the year for us all.
It's going to be the year. Willie, it's an absolute pleasure and honour. We're gonna go and play some darts. I'm gonna try and beat you, even though you're gonna hockey me. The boys are gonna try and beat you. Look, we're looking forward to 2023. You're a monster, man. Look, you're doing all of us proud in the PDC. You know what I mean? You're high ranked. No doubt going to break back into the top 32, and it's going to be a great year. The majors are going to come, and we're looking forward to it. Thank you.
Sounds well. Cheers, bud.
Okay, SportsMatters TV. We're speaking to a man that knows Willie quite well. Bernard, first of all, look, you know the man himself quite well. Tell us, what was it like to watch him obviously go so far, and look, the best is yet to come, but what's it been like to see Willie do so well in the game of darts?
Ash, look, you know, we're all excited for Willie. You know, we're privileged to be in his company all the time, and always roaring him on, you know.
Definitely. And you're a local celebrity here, yeah? I'd say, look, you're a popular man.
I'm out of here. Now we're in business here locally. I'm proud to sponsor Willie, give him all the encouragement and assistance any way we can, you know.
And it's fair to say, look, the world's his oyster. Look, he can do it all. We've seen his averages, we've seen his performances. The big stage doesn't faze him. So look, it's only a matter of time before there's many majors to that tally.
That's it. We're going to miss him then, you see. You know, we're going to have to call him, you know, make an appointment ourselves to get to meet him, you know.
Definitely.
But looking forward to it, because he's going places. There's no doubt about it.
What's your first memory of Willie? Is it a good one or a bad one? You know each other well, but look, what's the first memory?
he turned up way too early for work.
That's a good thing, though.
That's it. Yeah, we crossed wires, but steady since, you know, absolutely.
Yeah, look, it's essential for any Irish athlete or any start to have some backing, some sponsorship. So look, obviously you played a part in that, which is vital.
Absolutely, you know, and happy to do so, and hope to continue doing it forward, you know, as well, you know, and an honour, in actual fact.
And look, we have to mention the logos, everything. Do you want to give the company a shout out? They deserve one.
Look, we're only based there in Drumkeen, and we're selling furniture. We make a bit of furniture, and whenever we can get him in, give us a hand making a bit, he can do that as well, you know. So
it's getting harder to get him in these days though, because look, he's so good as they. I'm sure. Look, this is going to be a big year, a big couple of years ahead of him. So look, you mightn't see him as much maybe, but who knows?
Well, you know, he's still answering the old WhatsApps here and there, you know. So we'll keep digging at him, you know. But we'll keep him going where we can.
Be sure to check out and support all our media partners. SportsMatters, bringing the sports home.